Hello everyone. In today's lecture we are going to take a look about radiation, radiation types and radiation safety. This is an informative lecture. Actually it's not our subject in heat transfer but good to know in my opinion. Radiation is an energy that travels in space or material at the speed of light in the form of waves or particles. Radiation is everywhere in our life. Lights, phone calls, radio signals, images on screens, ultraviolet rays, infrared rays, microwave rays and many other rays are basically radiation. Some of them are harmless to our health because of low energy level, but in the other hand, after a limit of wavelength or energy, it can be dangerous for our health, and I am going to tell you how we can protect ourselves. The dose is also important at this stage. This energy can be low level or high level. At this part we divide them under two subtitle: ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. We separate radiation according to its wavelengths. Long wavelength radiation is harmless because it has less energy and we call it non-ionizing radiation. As you can imagine, it cannot remove electrons from atoms and molecules. Non-ionizing radiation exists all around us from many sources like radio waves, infrared, microwaves, visible light and other low-energy sources. They all have long wavelengths and less energy, so they non-ionizing radiation. In electromagnetic spectrum, going right means less wavelength and it means much energy. After violin on visible light there is ultraviolet, and it's where ionizing radiation level begins. Ionizing radiation is a form of energy that acts by removing electrons from atoms and molecules of materials that include air, water, and living tissue. Ionizing radiation can travel unseen and pass through these materials. When radiation have more than 10 eV energy, it's ionizing radiation. If it's under 10 eV we call it non-ionizing radiation. We can take border as ultraviolet. There is a wide range of electromagnetic radiation in nature. Radiation with the highest energy includes forms like ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, and gamma rays. X-rays and gamma rays have so much energy that when they interact with atoms, they can remove electrons and cause the atom to become ionized. All rays that have lower energy or bigger wavelength is harmless non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation is the dangerous one, and if you don't use non-ionizing ones on extremely long times, you don't need to worry about radiation. It can only occur vision problems in your eyes or normal problems like this. In this case, we need to know how much radiation is risky and how can we detect radiation levels. How can we describe what is units on radiation levels? We are using sievert for describing radiation danger. Under 1 sievert, risk table is linear and everyone easily calculate danger factor for themselves. We also use CPM, which means counts per minute. Another measurement is milliröntgen per hour. 1 sievert is basically means 5.5% more cancer risk for you. For example, chest X-ray is 20 microsievert and you need to take 50,000 chest X-rays to reach that level. When you living your life, doing your routine, you take 10 microsieverts, half amount of chest X-ray. On a year, you take approximately 4 millisieverts. If you work on radiation in Turkey, limit is 50 millisievert. If you were on Fukushima nuclear reactor when disaster happening, you would take 180 millisievert. Minimum dose on cancer risk is 100 millisievert and 2 sievert is limit on advanced level poisoning of radiation. If you take 8 sieverts, you would die regardless. But don't worry, in your normal life, you can't take these doses. We using micro levels to describe our radiation levels in normal life, so if you don't want to mine uranium by yourself, you don't need to think about it. But still, use sun cream for protection from UV and don't use X-rays too much. Alpha radiation travels incredibly short distances and cannot penetrate any surfaces, absorbing from air. Beta rays goes little bit longer but still cannot penetrate too much. Gamma rays are so dangerous, they can travel extremely long distances and penetrate almost everything. It can demolate your DNA and make mutations on you.